Hey, what's going on everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Star Wars Coffee, where in today's episode we're going to address the latest rumor about Hayden Christensen officially signing on for the Kenobi series. So we're going to take a look at that claim today, here on Star Wars Coffee. Since 2015, Hayden has been rumored to return from everything from a voice role to a physical appearance to a Force Ghost appearance. Just literally about anything you can think of, the rumor of Hayden returning has happened. Obviously, they have to continue to don his look for the character of Anakin as they did in the Clone Wars, continuing only probably push this idea that Hayden would be back at some point. The latest rumor is that Hayden is going to be appearing in Kenobi, which we addressed earlier this year. This new claim that he has officially signed on is from that same outlet, LRM Online. So we're going to take a look at that and see what this claim is actually discussing. So their post was posted yesterday on July 14th. It says, quote, "It was only a matter," the headline by the way, is "Hayden Christensen has signed on for Kenobi series and it's a big role. It was only a matter of time for this deal to get done. We here at LRM can safely say that Hayden Christensen will be reprising his role as Anakin Skywalker for the upcoming Disney Plus Kenobi series. Our source shared with me that the deal is done and Hayden Christensen will be coming back to the Star Wars franchise. The hope was to have the deal done and announce it for Star Wars Celebration. With Star Wars Celebration on hiatus until 2022, this news will be announced at a later date, closer to the beginning of filming." Okay, so if this is true, and apparently the announcement won't be coming until the closer it gets to filming, which we know it was supposed to originally start filming this summer in August, then it got pushed back in push of the Cassian show coming soon, and then Kenobi airing the following year. So now we're at the point where we won't find out if this is actually true up until January, if what they're claiming is actually valid. So the Kenobi series is now supposed to start filming in January of 21. So we'll actually see if this is an announcement made or whether it'll be made sooner. As I expected, the Clone Wars sequel series was going to be announced at Star Wars Celebration along with the Rebels, the Rosario Dawson, and this Hayden if it was actually true. I expected all of these big announcements there. However, with that being cancelled, we have no idea where this is going to come from. So if what they're saying is that it's actually going to be announced closer to filming, it's just going to have to be a one-off announcement, because Star Wars Celebration isn't happening until 2022. Unless they do it at some other type of convention, then Hayden would either have to break the news himself or StarWars.com's gonna have to do it. So continuing on. The biggest news from my source is Hayden is casted as a regular, so that means we will be seeing Anakin in more than just a cameo appearance. During early parts of negotiations, the role started out as just a cameo appearance, but the growing love of the prequel trilogy and the popularity of the Clone Wars, the role of Anakin has become a bigger part of the Kenobi storyline. Now this I have no problem with. Obviously this is true. This is what I've been saying is likely going to happen to the sequel trilogy in about 15 years, is that the movies are going to be looked back and the nostalgia of them is going to increase the love that fans have for them. Now I posted a video on the channel of Dave Filoni explaining the genius of the prequels, so I highly encourage you guys to go check that out if you're not very fond of them. I watched this and then I rewatched the prequels and I was like, Dave Filoni knows exactly what he's talking about. And Hayden actually is quite good in the role of Vader. So what he does is he deliberately speaks in that awkward type of cadence. Deliberately, because he said when he was studying for the role, he decided he wanted to portray the character as that you could still read all of the lines and have Vader say them, so that you could replace his voice with Vader's voice or vice versa and still get the same type of person's way of speaking to come through. So I went into it with that mindset too, and that extremely helped the way I viewed the film. Alright, anyway, continuing on. So what they've said here, I don't disagree with anything. Obviously it would make a lot more sense for Anakin to be more than just a cameo appearance because of the love people have for Hayden and the character of Anakin as a whole. So going on. There have been multiple theories of how Anakin would be coming back in the Kenobi series. Since at the current timeline of the story, he is currently Darth Vader. Yes, this is factual because it takes place post-Revenge of the Sith. While the overall consensus is that we would see Anakin in some sort of dream sequence that Obi-Wan would have, we could also see Anakin in Kenobi's trials to learn how to become a Force Ghost. You could not see Anakin in Kenobi's trials to learn how to become a Force ghost because this is post-Revenge of the Sith, pre-A New Hope. So I have no idea where that claim is coming from, unless I'm misunderstanding what they're saying. My interpretation of this is Obi-Wan would have... We could also see Anakin in Kenobi's trials to learn how to become a Force ghost. No. I don't see that, because the reason Anakin saw Qui-Gon and everything is Qui-Gon had already died and was able to be a Force ghost. Anakin is not dead, he's just now Darth Vader. So the person that Luke had to unearth in Return of the Jedi is still within the persona of the now named Darth Vader. So the way it would have to work is it would have to be either like a flashback type of sequence of stuff that we didn't get to see in Attack of the Clones or Revenge of the Sith. Likely Revenge of the Sith is what I would assume the haircut would be for Hayden, so it'd probably be Revenge of the Sith things, Order 66 things Anakin did that Kenobi ended up learning about, something like that, where we would see Hayden don that Vader-esque type of thing / Anakin pre. So it would have to be in Revenge of the Sith, obviously. So that's the way I would see it. It would have to be some type of flashback where Obi-Wan continually learns about the things that Anakin did. Moving on. The Disney Plus Obi-Wan Kenobi series is scheduled to start production sometime in early 2021. January is when that's supposed to be set, according to Ewan. Ewan McGregor is set to reprise his role as Obi-Wan, and Deborah Chow will be the showrunner for the 6-episode series. Yes, this is only 6 episodes. Deborah Chow did episode 3 of The Mandalorian, I think 7, so you can check both of those out if you want to see a feel for her directing style. It's going to be really good. So, then they just talk about, you know, are you excited? Yeah, well, okay. So I just went through this in pretty good depth with you guys about why the claim that Hayden would be in the Kenobi series, it obviously makes an insane amount of sense. Logic would dictate that Obi-Wan would have to be dealing with what had happened to Anakin, especially given the emotional range that Ewan portrayed right after he had the high ground in Revenge of the Sith. The way Obi-Wan did not actually kill him shows that there was a love more than like this brotherhood. It was kind of like a familial affection between the two of them that Anakin just kind of turned off the switch for. So we would have to see Obi-Wan process this in the 6-episode series, depending on how long it has been since the events of Revenge of the Sith, pre-A New Hope. Obviously, they could go a number of ways with this, no matter what time, how close to A New Hope they get. They could always use Hayden for these flashback sequences that I talked about. So it could work in a number of ways. But obviously it could just not be Hayden portraying... He could portray Vader, I suppose, but it would have to be in the facade of reconciling with his past actions as Anakin. But let me know what you guys think about this claim in the comment section down below. Like I said, I know anything with Hayden immediately goes viral, because Anakin is just such an interest in the community, so I wanted to stay on top of this as best as I could for you guys, to give you guys what I think is the most accurate take of this likelihood of this happening, which I would give logically it would make sense, but this has been rumored so many times we can never be sure at this point. So this claim will be found out to be truthful or not in January if what LRM is reporting is true. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Thank you guys for watching. May God bless you and the Force be with you always. If you enjoyed this episode, and frankly, even if you didn't, don't forget to subscribe. Do it! And if you want to help spread the word, please give this video a thumbs up and tell your friends to subscribe. Please check out the official Star Wars Coffee merchandise, and don't forget to check out all of the content playlists on this channel, including The Rise of Skywalker, The Mandalorian, and much more.